In this episode, we will talk about karma, probably one of the most used words on the internet. And we have some concept about karma in our mind. Someone does something terrible or wrong, and then terrible things happen to him, that is karma. Someone does something good, and then while walking on the street, on a footpath, you see a $5 note. You consider it as a reward of karma. That Taylor Swift has written a whole song on this, and it is on mugs. And here is the thing, almost everyone is getting it wrong. When we say that karma is something like cosmic revenge or cosmic justice, the real meaning is way more interesting than the common understanding that universe will get back to you. So here is the popular version. Be good, good things happen to you. Be bad, bad things will happen to you. Simple, satisfying, fair. As if in the universe there is some scorecard and someone is maintaining that scorecard. But there is one massive problem with this version. Because if you look around, there are good people whom you know that they are doing good deeds. They go through some bad periods. And there are people who do awful things and they are absolutely doing fine. So if these things we see, and if karma is a cosmic justice, then whosoever is doing that is probably doing a terrible job. The Sanskrit word karma literally means action. It is not punishment, or it is not a reward. It is not a cosmic scorecard. But here is the interesting part. Every action you take, it leaves a mark. It leaves a mark not in the cosmic book or cosmic ledger, but it leaves a mark on your brain. And this is where it becomes fascinating and interesting. The concept of karma appears in Rig Veda, one of the oldest probably textbooks in Hindu tradition. And that word appears there as some form of ritual. Over the next 1,000 years, through Upanishads and through Bhagavad Gita, it became one of the most sophisticated theories in terms of how your actions shape who you are psychologically, not cosmically. Okay, so what is karma? Think about the time when you first tried to learn the bike, or you first tried to cook some food. It was hard, isn't it? You had to remember several steps. You had to remember tiny steps. But after you do 100 times, it's automatic. You don't need to remember anything, any steps. Your hands are doing it. And that is your brain literally carving a groove. Every time you repeat a thought or action, the pathway in your brain becomes stronger, becomes broader. It's automatic. Ancient philosophy has a word for it, sanskara. Action repeated and impressions created through repeated actions. A groove carved by something which you keep repeating. Modern neuroscience has a phrase for it. Neurons which fire together, which wire together. Every time you repeat an action, the brain cells involved in that pattern build a stronger connection. They build a system which works faster, easier. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity, and our ancient philosophy calls it sanskara. Basically, it is the same thing, one found by observing your own mind over thousands of years, and the other one by observing or watching your brain under microscope. Both found the same thing. So karma, real karma, is nothing but every action you take is shaping the pathways in your brain. It is not something that universe is watching you. Do you lose your temper when things go wrong? Every time you snap, the pathway becomes broader. Eventually, snap immediately becomes your default response, not because you are a bad person, but because you have practiced it. Or do you help someone without being asked? Every time you do that, that path is become stronger. So eventually generosity doesn't become a conscious choice, but it is what you are because you have practiced it through repeated actions. Same mechanism, but different direction. Or think about this example. Every time you feel bored, do you pick up your phone? If yes, you are training your brain that discomfort is equal to phone. The groove gets deeper. Eventually, you won't be able to sit bored even for 30 seconds without a phone. That is karma. Do you tell yourself that you are bad at things before you try? In that case, you are also creating that pathway. Eventually, I can't do this becomes your first response in every new situation. None of this is being about being a bad person. It is just biology plus thousands of repeated choices. The question is, are you choosing which grooves get carved, or are you allowing it to happen, let it happen by default? So if karma means you are carrying all those grooves of past actions, old habits, old reactions, old ways of thinking, then it becomes a bit annoying, because it sounds like you are using some old programming and you cannot do much about it. But the Hindu philosophy says you're not stuck. You're not stuck in that old programming. You are able to see those grooves. You are able to observe them. And that changes everything. You are not your patterns. You are the one who can watch them. Think about it. Right now, as you are listening to this, you are able to notice your own thoughts. You are able to see them, your own thoughts from a distance. They are not part of your groove. This aspect of karma, which we have been discussing, it has been described in Bhagavad Gita in its chapter 2, verse 47, and in all probability you have come across it. Gita says, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. It says, you have right to do the work, but not obsess about what you get back from it. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Here is what it actually means in life. Imagine a situation where you have helped a friend or did something good for him, and you check whether it has got noted. You are waiting for the thanks. And if the thanks or the acknowledgement doesn't come, you feel annoyed. Your mood entirely depends on that result. And now compare this with the same scenario, but a different aspect of it. You helped your friend or did something good for it, but you are not waiting for the acknowledgement. You did it because you felt it was the right thing to do. There is no calculation in whatever good you did for your friend. So whatever happens, you feel okay after you helped your friend. So this second feeling, where you are not worried about the result, you are not looking at the result, tradition says that is the right way to do things. Not because it makes you saint, but because it makes you free. It makes you less anxious, less at the mercy of other people's reactions, less dependent on things which are outside your control. Psychologists call this difference between intrinsic motivation, which is you do things because those things genuinely matter to you, you feel like doing those things, and extrinsic motivation. You're doing things for some kind of reward or approval. Research has consistently shown that people who are intrinsically motivated, they feel happier, they are creative, they are more resilient, and they perform better in the long run. People who are extrinsically motivated, they burn out faster, they feel emptier. Bhagavad Gita recommended intrinsic motivation around 200 BCE. Psychology confirmed it in 1970s, 2000 years apart. So what does any of this mean for us today? It means that every small choice which you are making today, it is going to shape up your future, what you will be tomorrow. It is not because the universe is watching. It is because you are carving your own brain. So every time when you respond with patience, when you want to snap, you are making patience automatic next time. The way you react to small stuff and the habits which you are forming now, that is your karma. Those habits at this age, that becomes your karma. You are writing it constantly on your brain wires, whether you are thinking or not. You may think that, okay, but some habits have already formed. So what do we do about it? The grooves are real. But here is the most important thing. You can always start new. The new carving is very much possible, starting from wherever you are. So rather than building a belief system of fear and punishment and keeping score, our Hindu tradition says you are free. You have been always free. The awareness that you are using right now to think about your own patterns or own habits, that itself is a good start. That is already the beginning of the freedom. Start there. Start building new grooves and carving your own brain. Next episode, yoga. And I promise you, it is not about stretching. Because most people, when we talk about yoga, they think about mat, maybe a classroom, some stretching, some poses. But our tradition has defined yoga in different ways. And we will talk about those different ways, or the way Hindu tradition has defined yoga, in next episode.